I'm Duncan Welgemoed from restaurant Africola in Adelaide, and today we're going to be barbecuing. You can see it's been trimmed up, but what we're going to do is kind of square it up a little bit more. This is one of our favorite cuts to use in the restaurant for a few reasons. I mean, A, I love the flavor, and it's also fairly quick to cook. So all we have to do, season it, salt, pepper, it's a little bit of olive oil. That looks pretty darn awesome. Now, when you're barbecuing, it's quite important that once your coals are sort of ashed over, that's actually prime barbecuing temperature. Now, to cook this, it's pretty quick. What we're looking for is some even caramelization. We're probably going to cook it about 3.5 to 4 minutes per side. We're going to throw a little bit of Africola flavor in it as well. So I've got a bit of marinade, soy for salt, catsup manis for sugar, and our fermented chili sauce just for back palate. Flank is really tasty, but it's not as strong as the other cuts. You know, you do want to add a bit of flavor to it. And we're there. Perfect. So I'm just gonna rest it for about 2 minutes before I start to carve. The reason why we rest meat is obviously so the muscle can relax, because it is a muscle. If you can imagine putting your hand on the flame, you're gonna clench up. It's the same thing with a piece of beef. What I like to serve with this is a little bit of boom shakalaka, which is our fermented radicchio, which is quite a famous little ingredient at Africola. As you can see, that's the dish. We've cooked it beautifully medium rare, barbecued beef flank and boom shakalaka. Enjoy. Well, now we're going to be barbecuing a sirloin of beef. The great thing with sirloin is that it's pretty versatile. Today we're just going to do it as a steak. This is actually a really good size and pretty well trimmed up. But I'm going to show you, if you want to do this as a roasting cut, we're going to trim it by taking the chain off. And as you can see with the fat, you kind of want to even it up. I mean, for this purpose, we're just going to be doing a steak, but I thought I'd just show you a few techniques. You score the fat. And the reason for scoring is so you can help that fat render. And because I like a big steak, I reckon pretty beefy enough. If you're gonna have a steak, you might as well go big. Just a little bit of oil, salt on the pepper. So we're gonna seal this bad boy on all sides and then keep rotating it. Cool, that's about as much flare up as I want. You've got 2 sides to the grill, and now we can go to the other side, just so that fat fire dies down. Now a steak like this will take roughly 8.5 minutes to cook. Let's throw some aromats. So thyme, rosemary, some hard herbs, and then straight onto that. And grill some spring onions. So once you've got that real great char in it and that smoke flavor, I'm just gonna pop it in the oven for about 4.5 minutes. If you're cooking something very large on a pincho tan, don't be scared to chuck it in the oven just as a finish. Cool. So we've rested this for about 10 minutes. And the resting, you can really feel if something's rested enough is when your knife goes through it, it just glides like slicing butter, really. Some lemon, a little bit of spring onions in the dripping, and some really spicy turnip pickles. So this is our barbecued sirloin of beef with hot turnip pickles, roasted spring onions, and lemon.